Yeah, hello everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for the likes, the comments, and for subscribing. It's
Mm-hmm.
another time again with my friend. Yeah,
Mm.
it's been a while here. You know, I had to do some to get higher. So, yeah, that's by the way. Today we'll be talking on why God's will fail.
Okay.
Yeah,
The series of
the
when God's
a
will fail.
continuation of yes, a continuation of when God's will fail. Yeah, so we're talking about when God's will fail, a continuation of the previous one. Now, talking about when God's will fail, I remember the last time I had that conversation here on the platform. There was something striking that I said, which I want to repeat here again. That in every relationship, that we are sure that God
Led me to.
led me to, like, there's a part of God, there's a part of man, and the God own factor is always, once you are sure, like you are so sure that this is God, and
God.
you have your
Which
convictions.
he has played his part.
Yes, he has played his own part, and you have your convictions, and everything is intact. That
Yes.
even you have several people confirming that it's intact for you, but all the same does not really mean the relationship will work out.
Yeah.
If probably we did not
does,
carry out
yeah.
our own assignment.
Yeah, so I think we want to concentrate on when it fails.
Yes.
Why would it have
Yes,
has
have
failed?
failed, yes.
Yeah, because I know God does not lie.
At all.
It does not lie. It may tarry, but it does not lie.
At all.
But individuality can fail,
Yes.
and individuality can make the will of God fails. Now, for instance, it's the will of God that Moses will lead the people of Israelites out of the Egypt, which Moses jumped into and had to enter into 40 years later. So relationship can be like that.
Yeah.
Knowing fully well that, okay, fine, God says, I'm going to marry you, you are going to marry me, we are both convinced, we have the plan, we have the agenda, we are working
Yeah.
towards it. Does not say it cannot fail. Why? Because we are two different people.
Yeah.
Individuality should be respected.
Yeah.
And individuality, as much as we want to respect it, it should be worked upon.
Yeah.
And the reason why the
Worked upon.
reason why the will of God will fail is because our individuality was not respected. Like me respecting your individuality, you respecting my individuality, and the two of us, or probably one party, did not work on himself or herself.
Or even the both parties.
The both parties, yeah,
not even working on themselves.
working on themselves. So it's another thing for me to receive the will of God, even if the will of God is ministry or whatever, ministry, assignments, anything we can talk about. Is for me to receive the will of God. Is another thing for me to work upon it. And when God gives us His will, I think what He's doing to us is that I'm giving you an agenda. This is me. This is me in mercy for Ireti. This is Ireti in me for mercy. So there should be a place of me representing God in that relationship.
So what we are trying to say here is that God is sending you on assignments.
Yeah. Yes.
So this, like, I'm coming to you.
Yes.
To carry
in
out
human form.
In human form.
It costs Jesus nothing to obey God on earth.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming to you to carry out a specific assignment.
Yes.
And you are coming to me to carry out a specific assignment.
And we must both come together to do the mind of God. So if a sister receive a brother and say this is the will of God, I think the brother should be respectful enough, serious enough, godly enough to be the will of God. Because for somebody that went to God, that did not pick randomly, that went to God and received, and the two of us confirmed this receiving at a sitting with whatever we might have, we shall confirm that we both receive ourselves, and we have a lot of scriptures for it. John 3:16, verse 3, with everything. I think we should obey it. We should obey it and try as much as possible to do our parts. And the reason why the will of God will fail is when we have not done our parts.
Because even the will of God here is not just about the conventions.
No,
it's not just
about you. It's
about
you.
The individual.
Yes, so, it's about me.
So God said it.
Yes.
And it's true.
Yes.
Several persons confirmed it.
Yes.
Still does not make it like it's going to
It's
work.
going to work if I don't play my
I
part.
don't play my own role.
Yeah, if I don't play my part, if I don't work on myself, if I don't deal with myself.
Which at the end of the day might end up making it look like God's will can be frustrating.
Yes. Like for instance now, I'm trying to study the book of Genesis where if
Adam.
yeah, and Adam said, the woman you gave me. You know, what time when I read that scripture, I'm always like, the woman. Does that mean, when I watched the video, that was what first came to my heart, when the will of God failed. Does that mean that the will of God failed at that point in time? No. But if I had a choice, I'm not sure God responded to that thing in the scripture. I'm not sure because
where Adam said that,
he said, the
God,
woman you
God
gave
said,
me.
why did you do this? And
Yeah,
he said,
the woman you gave me. Can you see a kind of changing responsibility? Adam obviously did not play his part. When he saw Eve going or eating the seed,
too did not play
a part. So their individuality, which is the godness, which is you know, I'm trying to look at it from, even God gave us that privilege to be an individual, even as a spiritual being.
It's a matter of choice, though.
Yes,
it's a matter of choice. Like he said this is the person for you based on the fact that he created you both and he knows who is just the best person for you. That is what he has done. So the choice of you making it work not depend on you. It's a matter of choice. You can't force. Can't force, just like you can't force salvation on you.
Yes.
Just like you can't force some certain things on you. Just like you can't force wealth on you.
No.
You can't force wisdom on you. You can't force those things on you. So definitely you can't force. You can't force your pleasantness or your being or your responsibility or you can't force it on you. You have
to work for it.
Yes.
You do your own part. And you know, when scripture was saying that he has made us more higher than the angels. Yeah, I see this sense of individuality, this sense of Godhead. No, most of David was saying, who am I that you are so mindful of me? You know, God is even mindful of man. It means he respects man, he respects our nature, he respects what he programmed in us. He gave us this choose your ability to make a choice. Yeah, so we need to understand that at every will of God, I just wish we can make everybody understand that if God gives you his will, if God says this is the sister you want to marry, if God says this is the brother you want to marry, bro, sis, please, you are representing God.
Yeah.
And you have something to do. You have something to work out. Yeah. You have to work on yourself too. You don't become a pain of the will of God for people. And people will go back to God and say, but you gave me this brother. And you know one thing I realized, that after a while, if God sees you are not changing, and the daughter or the son is coming and saying, this sister does not have the wisdom, God, and God saying, go and try more, and you are trying more, and this
and the more you try, the more it looks like it's just not
changing. And God has a destiny. He will just say, I have a will. Another brother that is going to yield, another sister that is going to yield, and just say, I have a will, I have another vessel, I have another agenda. Okay, let's continue. You've tried enough. You've tried, and God will know. You know what will just happen is at that point, God will keep trying on you. But the other lady has moved on. The other brother has moved on. But God keep trying on you, and He keep open, because it's God's nature to keep trying. For man, it exhausts us. Yes, He knows it will exhaust me. He knows I will be tired. So it is His nature. See, giving up on people is normal for me because I'm human. But it's not normal for God. It does not. It's His nature. He's merciful. He's kind. He has seen it 2,000 years back, 3,000 years back, and He's still there. So I think the issue is now, how do we work on ourselves? How do we allow my individuality not to affect a relationship? But many people don't know they needed to work on themselves. That's the.
I think people just leave the whole thing to God. We just leave the whole responsibility to God. Like once I've received a sister, like once I've received, it's just like when you got admission to school. You've been praying for admission.
I think that is all.
You now get admission. I say, thank you, Father. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I start sleeping. And you eat. Oh God. That's just the way it is. Like, So is, and you know the interesting part is whatever you invest into this thing is what you meet.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever you invest into
Yes.
your courtship, you meet it in your marriage.
Yes. Whatever
So,
you even invest in yourself,
yourself. Yeah.
you meet it.
You meet
it there.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's just better you just sit back and understand the fact that God has just done it, and I appreciate the fact that God did it, and I so love what God gave to me. But this time for us to work things out
And not be a pain
to other person.
to an innocent sister that is waiting on God,
Or
and
an
not be a
innocent
pain to an innocent brother that is waiting, that is praying, that is, it can be very painful. It can be painful. So I think we can brush through.
Yeah, coming from the angle of the individual.
Yeah,
How do I
work
work on myself?
Yeah.
Like as an individual, how do I work on myself? Yeah, so based on some of those things, I think the first thing is I must be ready to learn.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, I must be ready to learn. I must be open to learning. Because how can I grow 25 years and I cannot track my growth? I cannot.
Okay, so we're talking about being open to learning.
Yeah, open to learning. I think that's the language. I have to be open to learning of myself. I think it's from I need to learn of myself. Many people don't even study themselves. You know why will you be a stranger of yourself for crying out loud? I should know how I react when people talk to me.
You have to get lost in yourself.
No, that picture.
Like take time and study.
Study yourself.
Like,
learn of yourself.
Study. You know, take time and study yourself. Just like, even if you don't know anything about temperament, take your pen and biro.
Study yourself. How I react when people talk.
Angry.
Yes.
I
don't keep relationship. I'm the type that complains. And I'm argumentative. Things like that.
You know, and another point here is be realistic to yourself.
Yes.
Be realistic to yourself. You know, don't just assume like see, that is just me.
That's real. Accepting yourself the way you are.
The horrible way you are. Like that's just me. Maybe someone see and say, but why you always
frowning?
You don't smile. You know.
Yeah, that's me.
I remember when I was in school, I know myself to be. I know myself to be frowning. I know those that are my colleagues will know that are on this platform. I'm always frowning. It's unconscious anyway. I'm just too serious. But I just have to come to a time. Like yes. I just have to come to a time like you can actually be serious and still smile.
Yeah.
Life is not this hard.
Are you on your tongue?
So I had to like consciously learn to
smile to yourself. You know, ability to unlearn and relearn.
Yes, be realistic to yourself. If you are lazy, tell yourself, I am lazy.
I'm lazy. You know, I have a sister that always tell us, I'm lazy. You say, I'm lazy, they know me. If you ask her how the first thing you tell you
understand.
I'm lazy.
Be realistic and be ready to learn. Don't pity yourself.
Yeah, don't pity yourself. Don't do self-pity. It will not take me time to start changing. When will I start learning it now?
Or you now say, and I also have good side. Don't be the one to tell yourself you have good side. Let people tell you have good side.
Yeah, assess yourself. Ability to critique yourself.
Yes, or you can also say, I notice people don't like me. Why not just sit back and ask yourself, why don't people like me?
What am I doing? Like ability to learn.
Because the truth is, you can't. At times, you may not be able to see yourself. So when people see you, try to point it, even if it looks harsh, and people like this person. Why do you have to?
And you have to be deliberate about it.
Yes,
it's not something that comes to you unconsciously. It's something that has to come to you in even if it's not coming to you, bring it to yourself.
Just tell yourself some certain things and be deliberate. Okay, this particular part of me, I just have to work on it.
Yes,
this particular part of me, I can't allow it to go. Don't appreciate those excesses. Don't appreciate those weaknesses. Don't appreciate those weaknesses. Don't make it look like this is just me and there's nothing I can do about it. So if you don't want me like this, just go. No,
it's not healthy. It's
not at all.
And I also think that if you are able to learn from yourself, if you are able to learn of yourself, and if you are open to learning, it will help you to accept criticism
Yeah.
and form it to a better way.
Positive.
Yeah, a positive way, and learn from it. For some people to just come to you and say, do you know, so somebody told me you are proud. It can weigh you down. But you need to understand yourself more. Am I proud? I think, because you have not learned of yourself, so you accept what people say to you, even when it is not you.
Yes.
Even when it's not you, even when you are not the proud type.
So the part of you will have to go back to yourself. Not now feeling like, what is she saying? Rubbish. But just go back to yourself.
Go back to yourself and say, okay, probably the way I walked past them, that I was lost in thought. Then you begin to allow yourself not to be lost in thought when you are walking.
You just check it. Now, if it's just that one person that said it, you just feel like, oh, well, maybe I just needed to be much more better, But when it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3,
you will not even know those who are saying things to you with an ulterior motive.
You get it.
You will not know people you need to run away from, and that's just it. And I think before you can also say that, okay, you want to also learn from yourself. Have friends. Let the category of your friends be those that correct you, not those that look down on you.
And not just alright, and the other do maybe you are wearing 2 different left leg of slippers.
The blind following the blind.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you need a category that 5 people I believe you need as your friend. You need a motivator. You can have it in one person anyway. You need a motivator. You need someone that can correct you, that can be very sincere to you. You need someone that can critique you. And you need someone that you can pour in, like someone that you can just walk up to and pour and be real to. Then in a friend, you need someone that can teach you. And if you have those type of people around you, then you should be able to accept them
for who they are. Understanding the role they play in your life, and not just saying it as though she's just my friend.
Yes,
because if peradventure this other person motivates you and this other person does not motivate you,
you want to go to the motivator and leave.
And when the other critics now say, why will you put that on the table? Don't you know it's not good to put that on the table? And you're not like. Forgetting that, well, this so far so good, this my friend, I know how to be this person that tells me when things are wrong. But once you know this person tells me when things are wrong, you will appreciate it whenever she says it. Or whenever he says it. When this other person when this other person teaches you that this thing you are doing shouldn't be like this, you appreciate it because over time you've known that this person to me tends to teach me on some certain things. So you appreciate it when they come. And not just take it as though Gatisha, those kind of a thing. And I think from there we also needed to, there was one of our videos we did some time back about friendship. From there you needed to know who people had to you. Know who each person had to you. It gives you a sense of permitting to use, is it responsibility or a sense of awareness that okay, this person is this to me. So when this person is carrying out his role, you won't start feeling embarrassed. Even if the person is carrying it out in a harsh way, you understand the fact that this just being human does not change the fact that he's doing or carrying out our assignments on me or on this particular aspect of my life. So I think that's
some of us have lost friends that would have helped us to keep a good relationship in life. We've lost friends that really love us. Some people have lost friends that really love them, but because they see their excesses and they help them, and you start forming these. Is it only you? Are you the only correct person? Is that I'm always wrong? That kind of thing. It's time to work on yourself because the will of God must not fail on your hand. And I think you just have to be aware of. You needed to be aware of the traumas you've experienced in life. You need to be aware of some traumas you've experienced in life, and not let. We've done a video like this too before, and not let your partner be the victim of your traumas. You have responsibility to heal up, and you just have to do that for yourself.
And you also needed to know that for God to send someone to you, He trusts you.
Yes, of course.
He trusts you because that's the whole human being that God is sending.
Daughter,
as
son.
So you trust, you forgot to say
Yes.
this person is the person I'm saying
Of
you should get married
course.
to. You trust that this person is safe in your hands. You trust that you are safe in this other person's
And God
hands.
knows your SSs
Yes,
as well.
as well.
And he will also give you someone that the two of you can trash a lot of things
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And I think we needed to bring our SSs to prayer.
Yes. Learn to
I
pray
don't know how
about
people
things.
pray about SSs. Anyway, you know, sometimes you just have to fast though.
Yes, I remember someone close to me once said something. He said he's not always that he has issues with hunger at a point, but somehow I just felt like I can't continue like this. He said he went on a 3 days fasting and prayer, that he needed God to deal, and all what he was praying for was God deal
This
with this
anger.
anger. God, I don't want it. Deal with this anger. And he said after the fasting, he just saw that. In fact, he did not even know, but he noticed that when people does things, unlike his
does not-
person, he does not even
yes.
get to him again.
Yeah,
and he
yes.
just dealt with it. And that day, I just learned that you don't just pray and fast about prosperity. You don't just pray and
you don't
fast
pray
about
job. You don't just pray and
You pray
fast
and
about
fast,
marriage.
yeah, you-
Even if you can pray and fast to receive a sister, you should pray and fast on your SSs.
Yes, pray and fast to keep. the
Yes,
sister.
to keep her on your SSs
Or
and
keep the
work
brother.
it out.
Yes.
And work
So-
it out.
So it's not just learn to pray and fast about even more spiritual things, even more
Yes.
personal
More
things,
physical
more
things.
physical things, more
Yeah.
personality attributes in
Issues.
you
Yeah.
that you felt you needed to
Yes,
work on.
yes.
Pray and fast about
Yes,
it.
yes.
And God, one thing I've noticed is God cares about all of those things.
Yes, it
as
does.
little as those things are, God
He died
cares
for
about
them.
us.
Jesus died for it.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
so-
one of those things I used to tell
yes.
myself is this: if salvation, if being born again, does not deal with me as a sanguine, then what's the essence of being born again?
There's no point.
Because
That's true.
you know, another sanguine can be jumping on around and blah blah blah.
Then sanctification is nothing.
Yeah, it's like I'm just ridiculing the grace of
I've
God
just
over my
wasted the
life.
blood of
So
Jesus.
because a lot of things God taught us, He taught us patience, He
Yeah.
taught us
The fruit of the
endurance. You know, so if Christ died for me and He cannot work on me as a choleric, He cannot work on me as a flag to be more friendly, to be more outspoken, because some people need it. Then why salvation in the first place? So salvation is not just something you give your life to Christ to attain some spiritual height, bro, sis, human life.
Yes. Yes.
Before anybody see a spiritual brother, he will see a physical brother.
Yeah.
At least if your fiancé or your sister that you receive or the brother you are receiving is seeing a Godhead, spiritual sister, fire branded, people are seeing the brother that has error.
Yeah.
People are seeing the sister that is sick.
And it's always so.
It's so obvious.
So loud.
Love may not let them see, but people are seeing, and they will tell you when your everything collapses and say, "So you've not seen?" We know from the day one that something is wrong somewhere. Then I think we should just rush. Then you can read books too.
Yeah,
You can read books.
that has to do with personality, that has to
Development.
do with self-development and all the likes. You can. You don't just narrow it down to just this prayer thing. Also read books. There are some people that have gone through some phases in their lives,
Yes.
and they are ready to tell you how they went through it. So get those books and read it. Also.
Then I think we should quickly talk on this. Our time is almost
yeah.
So like place of allowing our partner to work on us. I think that's the height of it. Or should we come back for that? I think we should come back for that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah,
because
let's
of
come back for
time.
allowing our partner
So-
to work on us. That's gonna be hot.
See you soon.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.